YouTube. Middle of a busy day, and gotta finish off this pipe real quick. So I'm getting ready to send out packages and stuff, just so you know. And I got into my cabinet, and I had taken all that Stonehaven and put it into little jars, and they got haze on them. And you automatically have that fear. But the thing about this is that this is Stonehaven. It's very moist when I put it in there. The cabinet that I stored it in might be taking a little more heat than I thought it was. This happens in tins all the time. It's the glycerol or something that's kind of coming out, and then sometimes it'll actually stay on the inside of that glass, and sometimes it'll dissipate within a few weeks. And that's usually what's happened with my Stonehaven. But I just wanted, you guys to know that that is not necessarily a bad thing. It's better to have fog haze than droplets. And this won't droplet in there. Mostly, if it's some moisture that's in there, it will basically go back into the tobacco. If it's the glycerol, I never can remember names like that kind of stuff. If it's the other stuff, it might stick to the side of the jars, but jar haze is just a common occurrence. And I haven't really seen a YouTube about that. But then I don't look for it. Some things, when I come across it, it just didn't seem unusual to me. But I got to thinking, well, I'm sending these out, and people might think that it's moldy or something. And I don't want them to think that. So, but if you get a little bottle, it'll have Stonehaven in it. I had a wonderful bag of Stonehaven, which I opened up. I'll tell you, the reason I got this the bag in there is because it has made my cabinet smell so good. Plus, I got the big jar of it there. It's not completely full, but it did the same thing. And like I say, I just didn't want anybody to get this and think I'm sending them old, tired, moldy tobacco, because I was once told that coffee with creamer in it, actually mudslide, but I was once told by somebody that he didn't need my old, tired tobaccos. And it was like, okay. And so some of them might be old, tired tobaccos. I don't know. You get so much cellared sometimes, and you start sharing sometimes what you've cellared, and you might be surprised. All right, well, anyway, so that was just one of those subjects that, comes up every once in a while. And I didn't want people to think I was sending them old, tired tobacco either. So today, I'm going to just open a tin right on film and put it into a jar as I'm sending it out. And that way, these are those really neat jars that, I don't know if you can see, that's a pipe. And the lady that sometimes I'll put the cards, Linda Quimby, she does fun things, this was one of the fun things that she did for me. And the other ones I did the top of, and I didn't do as good a job as she did, just so you know. So today, because I don't want anyone to think that I am sending them old, tired tobacco, I am going to open a tin. And I thought I'd maybe smoke a Peterson for a change. I like Petersons, and I smoke the same ones all the time, but I've got so many that it's an awfully big bowl. I'm going to be smoking some University Flake, some Peterson. It's from 2011. So it's got as much age as I want that to get on there. Gotta look and see which ones they are. And that's too big of a bowl too. I don't know. You see, that was my problem with Petersons. Is for the most part, it seemed like all of them I ever got were so big. But that was just probably because that's what I bought, or that's what was available at the time. Let's see what's in this one. This one feels smaller. Oh, a nice one. I need to clean these up with some polish. And anyway, this is a Baker Street out of the nice bulldog. Really bigger than I like. It won't fit in there, but because I'm smoking that University Flake, I'll probably only load the bowl part of the way. So anyway, so while I'm doing that, I also wanted to talk about spoons. I send snuff all around, so I buy spoons, little spoons all the time. And someone asked me where I get them and stuff like that, and I tell them, you know, heck, you just can get them pretty reasonable. So what I had done was I had bought, here's how I get them. You got several choices, but the last set I just got on Amazon because why not? Okay, so this is 2011 Peterson University Flake. That I didn't bring a nickel in with me. Doggone it, no coin. Where's my tamper? Oh no, the tamper asshole took my tamper again. That bastard. I have backups. Oh, and when we're talking about snuff spoons, there are so many spoons available and stuff. I like these little dispensers. What? I dropped it. Oh. They have that little spoon attached to them. You know, but be sure you take a little can of snuff with you because, well, girls do. Guys, I probably don't have to worry about it. But you also want to have that with you because sometimes this looks different than what it is. And so, and then you can just buy spoons. Like I say, there's this little bitty spoon. Little bitty spoon. And I get them all sizes. This last batch, it came with some spoons that were kind of a surprise. That gigged me over. I don't even think I can do a small enough amount in these to... I'd have to measure out it from with another spoon, but... Well, it fits to your nose okay. Anyway, so I use everything for spoons. I use I have spoons too, you know. But one of those things that I like to use is I get these little bookmarks. You know, you put them down in your page, and that hangs out there in the on the binder there. But the bottom of them has this nice little flat space, and so I use those a lot of times. But a lot of times on those I'll have a spoon attached to a smaller spoon in case I want a smaller spoon. Oh, what were we talking about? Oh, so anyway, when I got this last batch, so here's how I get my spoon. I went to Amazon for these, and these were a total of 60 spoons. It all came in this package for $9.99, free shipping if you order enough. And of them, I say there's 10 of each of the different kinds of spoons, and 20 of those spoons were just too big to be used as snuff spoons. But aren't they cute? So I'll send some to my little girls and stuff, and I might send a couple to Steph just for fun because she's always finding fun things to do with stuff like that, you know. And maybe make a little, you know, get one of those little bitty espresso cups and put it next to it and look like a great big cup. So who knows? I'm not telling anybody how to do what they want to do. So let's get this box open. That's what I was doing, wasn't it? I was opening that tin. God, as many of these as I've opened, you would think I'd be better at it, wouldn't you? Damn it. There we go. Just got to get that right lip caught, you know? Because this is not a very big tamper. Alrighty. Oh! One of the things I like to do first is I usually pull it out of its tin just to make sure that the tin isn't pitted or anything on the inside. And it is not. It's just loose tobacco in there. And let's tear it open. It smells so good, you know. Oh, I don't know if you can see how beautiful that is. It's still moist. Might be too moist to smoke right away. Isn't that beautiful? So I'm going to put these in a jar too, and I'm going to send them off. But remember that these also are a highly, it's likely that you're going to get fog from some of the, I feel really weird like a teacher sometimes when I'm giving you these little lectures, because I just don't want someone to think I'm giving them trash. And that's just me. I have a inferiority complex. Yeah, I know, hard to believe, true, with an inferiority complex. But you know, some people, there are haters, aren't there, everywhere. If you saw this little table and how much was on it, you would say, "Oh, Sue, you know, get another table." So, anyway, I'm sitting in here in the den, talking to you. Oh, this is so beautiful. But like I say, I've got a feeling that it's going to have to. I don't know if you can see from how it's tearing, how moist it is, but it's going to have to set and dry out a little bit. So I'm probably sending this off to Skip and Stephanie. So one of the first things you want to do is smoke this stuff. I'm not sending this stuff to you guys to cellar. This is from my cellar. So if you want to cellar it, I have to tell you that these jars are not, to my knowledge, airtight. I mean, they're just that rubber seal, and that can deteriorate over time, because it doesn't have oh my, oh, this is, well, I'll keep this jar. I'm keeping, every time I open up a tin of tobacco here lately, I've been smoking a few bowls and putting some into a jar, and then it's like, okay, I'm going to keep that jar. And then I'll do another one. No, I think I'll keep that jar. Actually, would you guys rather I just send it in the tins and then you put it into the jars yourself? I think that's what I'll do with this. I think I'll divide it up and just put it in in the tin like it is, and that way, if they want to put it into the jar, they can. Okay. So I'm going to send them. And what would be fun is, because this is from 2011, what would be fun is if you guys go out and get some newer and compare the new with the old. This just got opened today. Today is, this is Wednesday, so I'll get the video out and I'll get the package out tomorrow. And I'll just send the jar. How's that? And then, like I say, if you guys want to cellar it, great. If you don't, but if that fog's in this tin, you will never see it. But if it fogs in the jar, you do. So just be aware that a lot of your things do that. My problem, I already, as soon as I saw this, I knew what my problem was. I was in here packing it up, and it's fairly cold in this room and stuff. And then I just really didn't pay much attention, but my cabinet sets over a heat vent. And even though I have that heat vent closed, I think the air in that room and in that cabinet is warmer than the air in this room where I packed it. So it could be just a little bit of this happens, like I say, a lot of times if your tobacco is, and your jar is colder than where you're storing it. And boy, I got to move that cabinet, and I got to get a bunch of tobaccos out of that cabinet, because if it's getting warm, I definitely don't want my tins getting warm. Some people cellar and warm, they'll take and warm their jars, or actually do it like a canning process, where after they've put their tobacco in their jars, they warm them to create the seal and stuff. And truthfully, I've never really found that necessary. I have accidentally left stuff in the trunk of a car. I took and shipped a bunch of stuff to a friend of mine one time and messed up on that because I forgot it was in the car and He loved it when he got it because it had warmed all those tobaccos up, and really, I'll tell you, that package when I mailed it off smelled so good because it just it really helped release the aromas. And that's it. That's all I had to say is, if you want spoons of your own, my suggestion is, well, I'll send you some if you call me or or text me. I don't mind sending. You can send a few of these spoons out in the mail, pretty easy, in just a little envelope. But and you can go to eBay. eBay has tons of these little spoons, and you can get them, but you never, really look at this description because sometimes you might get a spoon. One of those little bitty spoons. Yeah. You really pay attention to what the spoon size is because sometimes you get a spoon this size and sometimes you get a spoon that size. And what you really need is in between. Oh, gosh, that might look a little. What fun. But like I said, I'll probably send some of these to Gray because she will like them, I think. And I'll send a few to Stephanie. But Stephanie, do not use snuff with this. And I was gifted a bunch of Buzz snuff at the beginning of the year. And I'm going to send out a little tin of Buzz. It's bubblegum. And that was from Chris Close Tattoos. She's on Instagram. She does wonderful tattoos. Just adorable woman. Wonderful woman. Very talented artist as far as skin art. I like tattoos. I got a couple. Not going to get any more. But I say, had one removed even. So, but that's, everybody's got different tastes. And I like tattoos. I think they're very interesting. It says a lot about who you are as to what you're willing to wear for the rest of your life, kind of thing. Mine are little shooting stars. There's nothing, neat or sinister about mine or anything. Okay, now let's see if I can get this to light up. Sitting here this long and I still haven't lit the pipes. What the hell's wrong with you? In case you're wondering, you're sitting on my little thing there. I don't know. That's Danny's ashes, and that's my dad's, one of my dad's rings that I remember very well. So I kind of talk to them when I'm talking to you guys. Everybody has their way of handling the, the grief and the pain. I'm going to go to Texas again, I think, in May. I'm hoping to. It's just all going to depend on a bunch of things. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to get everybody down there. Oh, that university flake is just too doggone wet to light. So I'm going to smoke some Brighton. And I don't know if you can see how bright that is. It's a gorgeous gold colors and stuff. It's ribbon cut, but I did notice that it was kind of stemmy too, which is fine, except that I'll pull the stems out because, All right. Let's see, what else is there? Well, that's about it, Like I said, I'm going to finish my coffee, light my pipe. If I ever get it packed, Mama Bear, Papa Bear, Baby Bear. And that around the edge thing I do that leaves I use my nail against the bowl and I really press it, tip my finger down against the side, but that middle is still real springy and it lets the heat go all the way down, and that's really what, we're aiming for. I had some cigar matches and this Brighton's a very nice flavor too. I'm sorry, I don't give tobacco reviews. I like it, I smoke it. That's kind of my way, Get ready to pack up a box over here. And people wonder why my boxes burst at the seams, because the post office says for a certain amount, in this size box, you can send as much as you want, up to 40 pounds. And I try so hard to hit the 40-pound rate. I mean, I'll send bookends. I do all kinds of silly things trying to get the weight up there. But their package isn't a flat rate, so I won't pack it as well. Who am I kidding? I can't stand not packing a box just totally full. I wanted to spring open and say surprise, when you get it. So happy, happy, joy, joy, I'm watching you.